Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Coach Ellis, and
Brenda Alba.
all right, and we want to talk to y'all a little bit about, her fitness journey. I wanted to ask her some questions on how we got to where we are now. I know a lot of you have seen that we're running a 5-week challenge, and the people in the challenge are doing phenomenal. But we kind of want to talk about why we started the challenge in the first place. So I'm gonna let Brenda tell you a little bit about why she got started, and then we're gonna talk about the challenge.
I got started throughout a client that came to the shop and I loved her results. She actually had been training with Coach Ellis for the past 5 years, you guys. So to me, that made an impact. I came, I talked to him. At the time, he actually wasn't coaching, like he wasn't. And I'm like, no, if you can't coach me, I'm fine. Like, I'll wait. Let me know when you are coaching. And I would work out here and there, but I was never like committed to anything. So when I got here, it just really felt different. Like from the get-go, for my first workout that I actually still have recorded, I couldn't really do much. So
She threw up.
I did multiple times
Yeah,
too. I would
threw up.
walk out, catch my breath, and he'll be like, "Okay, come on, you already threw that shit out. Come on, let's finish. Like we still have to get this shit done." So that's how I technically got started. I mainly did it when I was going through like a very rough patch. And Premier really, honestly, helped me change my life.
I think it's dope. I mean, because I honestly, she's right. I wasn't really taking on personal training clients at the time. I kind of gave myself a break from doing the one-on-one concept. But I think what made it different and why I decided to take and train Brenda was, one, she's a Virgo, so that's amazing. Shout out to Virgo energy. Virgo's reward. But no, more importantly, I got those vibes from her that what she was looking to accomplish was bigger than just a fitness goal. And for me, even the way that I built Premier Fitness, like fitness is literally a secondary concept. And when I say fitness, I'm talking about the physical aspect. It's really like the secondary concept of what we do. The first one is like internal peace, happiness, and health, like mental health, emotional health, spiritual health. So as we were talking, I got a chance to find out she was a business owner, runs her own shop, Blossom Beauty Bar. She kills it over there. You need to keep your nails on point and your toes. As we started, what I started to figure out is it wasn't just about the working out. I mean, we dove into everything. A little bit of personal life, a lot of business life, and that was more fulfilling for me than just, telling someone, hey, let's just do some push-ups. So when we were doing the coaching, it was a lot about helping her transform not only her body, but her life. Now, we're gonna keep it real on this, so y'all gonna hear me talk like I talk. Like, I'm not trying to be politically correct on this bad boy. So, truth is, like she said, she threw up her first few sessions. I'm not that hard, I promise I'm not. It's just, she was that bad when she first started. I'm gonna put it on her. But I am proud of her because she never quit, and I think what happens is a lot of times when we're going through whatever we're going through in life, it gets hard to be consistent. And we all struggle, we all fall off the wagon at some point, but getting back on has been important. And the one thing that happens, no matter what happens, how many times Brenda falls off, she's back on the wagon. So let me ask you this, Brenda, like what kept you going? Like why didn't you quit?
The results.
The results?
Yeah, what Premier is about, honestly.
Okay, and what results was it that meant the most to you? Like what would you say has been the biggest result that you got back from Premier while being here?
My confidence.
Your confidence. Confidence is always a tricky one. Confidence is always a tricky one because a lot of people don't like to talk about how, their confidence is low. Everybody comes in, hey, I just want to lose weight.
But you can show that. Like, that is a reflection of yourself. I was surrounded by people that, even though on their physical aspect, they were like very good looking, very handsome, whatever you want to call it, their confidence was still low, and that reflects like wherever you go. Even if, let's say, you don't like your shell right now, because that's how I see my body, like a shell, right? You always have the power to transform it, and I feel like that's exactly what kept me going, the transformation. Because yes, the results were there, not only in my body because they were there, but mainly in the way I felt in my body, which is like the most important. And sometimes it's intimidating because you have a lot of confidence and you come off conceited.
Yeah.
You come off like a bitch, or you come off, or you come off, like people start assuming, calling you things just because your confidence is like skyrocket, but there's nothing wrong with that.
No, I feel like without confidence in self, you always have to have some level of humility, but
Right.
without having confidence, you can't, or you won't be as genuine as you should be. because when I'm confident, I operate in true self. So I don't feel like I need to please anybody. I don't feel like I need to be accepted by anyone. When I'm confident in who I am, I just genuinely be who I am. And for you to say that confidence was the biggest like result that you got, you know, especially when you probably seen the videos of her celebrating losing 20 pounds and us doing things like that.
Let me just say, sorry to interrupt, but that
good.
for me was so different, okay? Like, just how they were hyping you up. I remember it was my mom in here, Megan, Ellis, and it was still a little, like, intimidating because, yeah, it was just us, and it felt like a big celebration, like when you go get a fucking award or whatever you want to call it. Like, that's what it felt like. I had never really danced, like, in a crowd just like that, like us four, you know, I don't know, it was just very different. It was an experience. I was being celebrated. And sometimes, like, us as humans, we're used to that. Like, you do your first baby steps, what happens? And they're like, she walked for the first time. And as we get older, we don't get that, you know, and we're used to it. Why? Because that's how we grew up. That was our upbringing. So when people stop clapping for you, you kind of just like get discouraged, you stop, and everyone needs that in their life. Like, everyone needs to be celebrated, even if you celebrate yourself. Or there's people out there that God's gonna put in your path that are gonna be celebrating.
I 100% agree. Like, you know, like you said, like we all like to be celebrated. We've kind of been raised to be celebrated. And you know, the tough part is when we get to the point, because all of us will get to a point where we have to celebrate ourselves. Like, some of the things we do, no one else will even know that we accomplished it, right? So a lot of times people don't know the battles we're fighting inside. People don't know, you know, how hard it was just for me to get up this morning, to get out of bed. So you have to celebrate yourself in those moments. But as you take those small wins, they'll start to eventually show in public, and then the next thing you know, you'll be celebrated for it. So being surrounded around the right people and having the right people in your corner is huge. But I'm gonna shift gears a little bit because I don't want to be on this one too long, because we can talk for days on the journey and some of the laughs and stuff we've experienced. I want to talk a little bit about how we use fitness to get you started and how we kind of transition into kind of like the business coaching side, to where what you would do is not only were you coming in and bouncing ideas and going back and forth on different ways to continue to improve Blossom Beauty Bar, but also you wanted to do it for your girls that were in the shop with you. Like, what made you want to not only do it for yourself, but include the girls that work with you at Blossom Beauty Bar?
Right. That's a big one. I feel like for sure, definitely a lot of the coaching that you have done has made an impact in myself. And the purpose of Blossom Beauty Bar is for girls to be able to handle stuff like on their own. Okay, that's really like the ultimate goal, that you're in there, you learn, you get the skills, right? And sometimes it's really hard as like oneself to bring that to the table, right? But I know what Premier did for me in the aspect of like also training my mind. So I wanted them to experience that as well. Also, it shows the performance that they will be having in your salon. Like, it's gonna show the performance. It is 100%. If you have a girl, not to be mean or not to bash anyone, I start saying names now.
No,
but I'm kidding. But there's gonna be people that can't get it done, you know? And then you have Coach Ellis here telling them like, oh, if you're not doing this here, what are you gonna expect at the shop when things get hard? He started like using fitness as a comparison to like our clientele base. Right? I've had girls that come to the shop that really want to do nails, they're so passionate, but they lack their confidence skills. They lack, for example, like just communication skills, because that has been a big one. Right? So I see the transformation that I did for myself, because I can talk to anybody. Like, I'm in any room, and if you're gonna be willing to have a conversation with me, I'm gonna listen. Like, if I can't contribute to the conversation, I'll be like, I'm gonna listen, you know, I'm gonna absorb it, because it is important, going back to what you said earlier, it's important who you surround yourself with.
All day long.
Right? So I wanted my girls from Blossom Beauty Bar to experience what I had experienced.
I think it's dope because you wanted to create an environment within your environment that was actually conducive to growth and expansion. And because I've got a chance to see a lot of the girls that have come through and go through and have been a part of the Blossom team, you know, like you said, confidence, communication skills, and work ethic. Like, I tell people all the time, like, in fitness, you can find out a lot about people. Yes. And, you know, people say, well, it's different when you're working out. No, it's not. Like, what I've learned is habits are habits. And the type of habits that you exert and you show usually spill over into other areas of your life. So if I can make something difficult for you in a workout and you're willing to quit, then that lets me know that in other areas of your life, when something gets difficult, you're willing to quit. It's just your natural fallback when things get hard. Just like I kind of talk about being comfortable. If you only can do things when you're comfortable, then good luck, because at some point life is gonna make you uncomfortable.
Right. Something that really like stuck, that was very engraved in my heart, was when you had me do a plank. And then he asked me a question. This was like, I believe we had little Evelyn in here, and we were doing a plank, and he's asking us a question. Like, he started asking us a question, and we both stopped. And he's like, did I say stop on the plank? And we both looked like, well, damn, you're asking us a question. Like, we have to kind of process that question, right? But he's like, no, life's gonna throw you shit like this, where you're holding on to something, and you're gonna have to do something else, and you can't let go of what the fuck you're doing. You just have to add that next like situation. Like, okay, think fast, answer my fucking question, but
keep holding that
on a plank. Yeah. You know what I mean? And then he's like, okay, we're done for today, but keep this in mind. Like what I just told you, keep this in mind and keep adding on to it. Like, when I tell you to stop, that's when you stop. Unless I tell you to stop, then you fucking keep going.
Yeah, it's the mentality is not to kind of have you like, you guys keep going. Like, I don't want to sound like I'm in here drill sergeant. It's a reminder that,
like, sometimes
it's the reminder that, you know, like you said, life is gonna always, we're gonna be going through something. Like right there, at that point you were going through a plank. It's got you sweating, it's got you shivering, it's got you shaking, you're sore. You feel slightly like you're being extremely challenged by the plank, and here it is, curveball. Like, how do I answer this question? Yeah. You know, and I have to think about that while I'm battling mentally to hold myself up in a plank. And a lot of times you find yourself in difficult situations in life. You're battling to keep your head above water, but yet life throws you something else that you have to deal with while you're struggling in this current situation you're in. But in order for you to get to where you want, you still have to thrive even under that tension. So, you know, it's gotten easier for you. Now I can put you in a plank right now and you can answer all the questions you want. But it's because we are training ourselves to be able to overcome that. And then I see you doing that in other areas in business, in your personal life. I see the growth. And that's big. Like, that's what you want to see. Not just the, you know, we dropped 20, 25 pounds, 30 pounds. Those are to me, that's the easy stuff. You know, that comes with discipline and consistency. But, you know, confidence, that comes with a lot of work. That comes with working on yourself and understanding how to improve you inside first, and then the outside will reflect what the inside has in you. So, you know, which kind of transitioned me from talking about that to talking about when we decided to run the 5-week Premier Blossom Challenge, to where not only did you open it up to your girls in the shop, but you opened it up to your clients from the shop, which I thought was super dope because you wanted them to get the same experience. And it's actually been great because a lot of them are in the gym, they've been consistent. And on top of that, they're getting some phenomenal results. We got people in here that are over 10 pounds down and they weighed in 16 days. So that's great. So,
good job.
You know, I'm gonna also, like, I know you said it was the environment for your girls, but you see them every day. That's different. The girls in the shop that work with you, they're there.
Which that also gets really tricky.
It does get tricky. It does get tricky because it's like a sibling. You know, you love your sibling, you see them every day, but then you're gonna fuss and fight eventually. You know, I trust me. I got Megan, Robin. You know, I'm Marie. You know, I've got a team here, and even I got members that have been with me for 12 years. I see them, some of them every 5-6 times a week. So we get in here and we talk a lot of trash. We have fun with it though. The biggest thing is to make sure you have fun and always have the respect level from the core of what value they bring to your life. Yeah, you know, so hell, I see you 5-6 times a week. So let's get into what made you, or what was the trigger? Because I know when we talked about it, I mean, we just kind of put it together and made it happen. But like, was there a specific client? Was there a specific conversation? Was there something that, what made you, when we was like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna offer this to the ladies to come to the shop too. Like, when did that fire in your mind? Like, when did that come up?
Okay, so throughout this journey, I get questions all the time. Keep in mind, I see my clients once a month. Okay, so throughout the year, at least 12 times, and then whatever I saw them after that, right? But I already have, in this journey, it's going on 3 years, we said, and every time they would come, it's almost 4 years. Every time they would come in the shop, they would tell me, oh my God, you look much better. Like, oh my God, Brenda, like, keep in mind, I was also going through a really rough patch. So they started to notice the difference. And every single appointment, they would tell me, so how's your weight loss journey going? And I wanted them to experience that because everyone's like, oh, I've been trying to lose weight, or I've been trying like to better my health, right? Because that's like super important. So the more that I got this like question, and how much they charge, and what do you do, and is it just personal training, and is he willing to train me? And I would tell them like, maybe not. I struggled, but you know, you can always go and ask, and they would never make that like connection. Like they would never go and ask. So the more people that started asking me, and they're like, oh, I'm gonna go check it out, this and that, I was like, you know what, I had that conversation with you, and I'm like, oh, we should bring this program because I genuinely think it would benefit a lot of people. Okay, some of my closest clients, like they'll message me on a daily basis. That group fitness chat we started, yes, the fitness besties. Like we message each other in the morning. Hey, good morning. Who worked out already? What are your meals for today? How did you guys make this? And how many ounces of this? Like we're all holding each other accountable, but also being a support system, which everybody needs.
Yeah, I think it's dope. I get in there. I don't comment much in that group. I kind of watch until they need me to say something. But I do get a chance to see everybody sharing their meals. I get a chance to say, let's go, ladies. I see ladies sharing their struggles, which is, I think, powerful, because when you can be vulnerable with a group of people that you know are going through the same type of things you're going through, it's easier to open up and say, like, look, I'm struggling and I need help. And then you, all of a sudden, I see a flood of messages. I struggle too, I got it done. We ain't right. Good job, girl. And that support system, like you said, somebody clapping for you when you need that clap to keep going is powerful. So I think it's dope that you brought it to your clients and your friends. Even some of the people that came are friends that have joined and came into this 5 week, and I can't wait to share the results for them. But what I think is big, and what I took away from this on my side, because I always reflect on the things that we do, is how many people I've talked to now that are just glad they did the biggest thing, which is take action. Like she said, they've been asking questions for a long time. They've been interested for a long time, but they were afraid to take the necessary action in order to get the result that they wanted. So now that they're seeing, like I know I just spoke with one young lady the other day who came from the Blossom girl. And as we were going over her numbers, at first she was kind of like, oh, I don't know. And we broke down her numbers, and then literally she almost broke down into tears because she didn't realize how much work she had done. She's like, I wish I would have started this earlier. So it had you, don't forget, like this is just my tip to you on anything, right? Don't be afraid to take action. I remember I was afraid to open this gym. It took me 2 years before I finally pulled the trigger, and it's been one of the biggest blessings of my life, is finally taking advantage of the drive I had inside of me and then overcoming fear, because that's realistically what it is. We are afraid of failure. We're afraid of being judged for whatever it is we're gonna do. So take that action. You got to. If you want the results you want, if you truly desire them, then don't be afraid to take the necessary action, because so far, I'm not gonna say all, because I'm pretty sure I can find somebody in the challenge who's not killing it. But the majority of the people that's in this 5 week program have been absolutely killing it for the 2 to 3 weeks that we've been doing it now. We're finishing up week 3 now. And the numbers I've seen, like I said, they've been tremendous. So I'm pretty sure we'll have a couple people with some outstanding results. And what's big is we've been losing body fat over pounds, but we're still losing pounds, but the body fat is performing better than the pounds are, which I always want. That's curves, by the way. If you want curves, you want sexy lean curves, you want body fat over pounds. Yeah, so is there anything else that you wanted to share with them? I know we talked about the things that I wanted to kind of cover. I just want to know if there's anything else you wanted to share with them.
First and foremost, everyone who signed up, congratulations for taking a win on yourself. Yes, a round of applause, because you guys are killing it. I do want to say, don't give up. If you feel like you're losing motivation, that's when you practice your discipline, okay? And that's something we struggled with, because he would come at me with, okay, you're lacking discipline. I'd be like, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. And he would remind me, like, hey, if you're unmotivated, okay, fuck the motivation. Like, discipline yourself. Discipline yourself. And this is what I come to tell you guys. It's week 3. I myself have been feeling a little unmotivated. I see my freaking broccoli and chicken, and I'm like, oh no. No. But I still eat it, okay? Because I definitely want those curves that Ellis is talking about. I'm following the meal plan. I want to see the results, because when you feel the results, you get more than just like the physical, okay? That's what we've been talking about throughout this video. But like, don't stay unmotivated. Continue the same energy from when we started this challenge, okay? Reach out. If you feel like you're struggling, you're unmotivated, reach out. Hey, who's coming to this class? Can I join you? I don't want to do it alone, or whatever the case may be. Find the courage to get more outstanding results these next 2 weeks. Like, get the best off of it. I myself was stuck at a certain weight, right? I hadn't been able to like drop more weight, right? So you ladies are helping me stay accountable. I am down 7 pounds from the first 2 weeks. I haven't weighed myself this week, okay? But we did great. And I can see it in my jawline. I've been getting a lot of compliments. They're like, oh girl, your face just looks so slim. I'm like, I know. Right? Because I love it. Like, I love it. I can see it in my cheekbones. Like, when I flex my back, even my massage therapist, shout out to Sharon, she's amazing.
Okay.
Hey, for getting my body right. But even she be noticing, she's like, ooh, girl, like, I see it. Like, I see them guns. She's like, I've been working on you for the past 2 years, and your body's just transforming. Like, it looks amazing. And I see it, I feel it, and all I can say is keep going. Don't stop, okay? We got this. We are gonna celebrate at the end of the challenge, but I'll see you guys then on another video, because we still have 2 more weeks to go, and I'm so excited.
And if you're not local, like I understand we're in Downey, by the way. If you're not local and you're watching this video and you need help, don't hesitate to reach out. We have different things that we do online that we can help you with, or find yourself a gym like this or a community like this where you are. I'm not one that tries to heavy sell, but I do know that what we do works here. So if you're looking for help and you genuinely want results, don't hesitate to reach out. But definitely find you a community of people that's going to support you. And take action, like I said. And like Brenda said, and this is a big word for me, man. If you follow my Instagram, you'll see this word everywhere. Discipline. Discipline over motivation. Motivation comes and goes, but discipline is every day. All right, and that is when you hold yourself accountable, whether you want to or not. You've already set the plan of action, so you execute. All right, so that's all we have for you. We just wanted to share this. We wanted you to understand kind of what we're doing over here and how hopefully these stories that we're telling can help motivate you, inspire you, or even get you to set a discipline in place to actually go after your goals, whether it be in a fitness area or whether it be in another area of your life. We just want to see people be successful. All right, so much love. Coach L.
Brenda.
And we'll see y'all again.